Welcome to our exclusive coverage of Flight 810. Fellow viewers, today we bring you an exclusive coverage of a tragedy that shook the aviation industry to its core. On July 2nd, 2021, Transair Flight 810 met with a catastrophic end when it crashed into the ocean just minutes after takeoff. The twin-engine aircraft was owned and operated by Rhodes Aviation under the Transair trade name and had a crew of 2 brave souls. Despite the best efforts of the crew and rescues, the plane ultimately crashed into the waters of Mamala Bay, just 2 miles short of the Kalilua Airport in Honolulu, Hawaii. Join us as we delve into the details of this harrowing incident, examining the causes, the aftermath, and the lessons learned. So buckle up, viewers, and join us for an emotional and thrilling journey through the tragedy of Flight 810. On the fateful day of July 2nd, 2021, Transair Flight 810, a converted Boeing 737-200 freighted plane, met with a tragic end when it crashed into the ocean shortly after takeoff. The twin-engine aircraft was owned and operated by Rhodes Aviation under the Transair trade name and had a crew of 2 brave souls. Sadly, both turbofans failed soon after takeoff, and the pilots had to make a daring ditching of the coast of Oahu just 11 minutes into the flight.
And Rose Express 810, low altitude alert, Are you able to climb at all?
No, negative.
Rose Express 810, roger. Proceed direct to the airport and you are cleared to land any runway.
We need a heading.
Fortunately, the heroic duo were rescued an hour later in a coordinated interagency response involving multiple aircraft and boats. Despite sustaining serious injuries, they were later released from the hospital. The wreckage of the ill-fated plane was located the following week at depth of up to 420 feet, about 2 miles off Eva Beach. The Federal Aviation Administration and National Transportation Safety Board immediately launched an investigation into the crash. Transair, in a show of good faith, voluntarily grounded its remaining 4 737s for a week-long internal review. Although the airline resumed flying its one operational 737-200 a week later, it had to suspend 737 operations a week after that due to deficiencies identified by the FAA prior to the crash. The aircraft had begun its takeoff from the airport located just west of the Honolulu on the southern coast of Oahu. The captain was 58 years old, and he had around 15,000 hours of flying time, had 871 hours of experience on the Boeing 737. The first officer, aged 50 years, had around 5,000 hours of flying time, including 908 hours on the Boeing 737. At around 1:42 a.m., the pilots notified the Honolulu Tower that the aircraft had lost an engine. Although the tower control offered an immediate return for landing, the crew requested delay vectors to run a checklist, displaying their professionalism and commitment to safety. As they turned back towards Honolulu, the aircraft continued to lose altitude, prompting the controller to issue a low-altitude alert and offer the option to divert to the closer Kalilua Airport. Sadly, the plane crashed into the waters of Mamala Bay, with the captain sustaining serious injuries and the first officer sustaining minor injuries. In a coordinated interagency response, the U.S. Coast Guard Joint Rescue Coordinated Center Honolulu watchstanders immediately launched an Eurocopter MH-65 Dolphin helicopter and HC-130 Hercules airplane from Coast Guard Air Station Barbers Point.
Sir, the first survivor that we did pick up and bring into the cabin of the aircraft, he was, although not unconscious, he was unresponsive for the most part. He was responding to physical commands as well as very basic questions, but he wasn't actually vocalizing anything.
Along with other agencies such as Emergency Medical Services and the Hawaii Department of Transportation, based at the Honolulu International Airport, the Coast Guard's response assets were deployed quickly and the survivor was flown directly to the hospital. It was later revealed that the aircraft had experienced engine failure twice in recent years, with different engines each time. The FAA's service difficulty reports database shows that the aircraft had experienced number 1 engine failure on takeoff twice in recent years, with different engines each time. The NTSB examined the retrieved items, described as mostly general cargo, in the investigation into the crash. This tragedy serves as a reminder of the importance of thorough maintenance and safety checks in aviation, as well as the bravery and heroism of the crew and responders who work tirelessly to ensure the safety of passengers and crew in the face of danger. As the investigation progressed, the FAA announced on May 25, 2022 that it was revoking the airline's air apparatus certificate, citing numerous safety violations found during its investigation. Rhodes, the owner of the airline, was given until June 8 to appeal the agency's decision. The NTSB, on their part, released their investigation docket on the accident on December 20. Finally, on June 15, 2023, the NTSB released their final report on the accident. The investigation revealed that during takeoff, engine failure was attributed to oxidation and corrosion within 2 high-pressure turbine blades, causing stress fractures and breakage. The breakage caused secondary damage to the low-pressure turbine, resulting in a loss of thrust. The pilots correctly identified a loss of thrust in the second engine at the time of takeoff. This tragic incident serves as a stark reminder of the importance of thorough maintenance and safety checks in aviation, as well as the need for a swift and effective response from the authorities in times of crisis. May the lessons learned from this incident guide us towards a safer and more secure aviation industry for all. The captain's actions were also affected by the high workload and stress of the situation. Unfortunately, the distraction caused a delay in calling for the engine failure or shutdown checklist, which may have resulted in a missed opportunity to identify the failing right engine correctly. Furthermore, the captain failed to ensure the completion of the checklist, highlighting ineffective crew resource management. The crew continued to rely on the damaged right engine, neglecting the left engine, which was still in good condition. As a result, the aircraft lost energy and was unable to recover from the impending disaster. This unfortunate incident serves as a tragic reminder of the critical importance of effective communication and crew resource management during emergency situations. Let us learn from this incident and strive towards a safer and more secure aviation industry for all. Thank you for joining us. We hope that our exclusive coverage of Flight 810 has provided you with a deeper understanding of this tragic incident and the lessons learned. Our hearts go out to the families of the crew. We honor the bravery and heroism of those who worked tirelessly to ensure their safety. We believe that it's important to examine these incidents and learn from them so that we can continue to improve aviation safety and prevent similar tragedies from occurring in the future. We thank you for joining us on this journey. We look forward to bringing you more exclusive coverage in the future. Until next time, stay safe and fly high.